Coach, can you tell us a little bit about the lineup here this evening as far as starting goaltender, et cetera?
Starting goaltender is Anderson, and the defenseman could be the same but could not, and the forwards could be the same but could not. We're bringing up McCormick just in case we got a few guys banged up. So we got to wait game time decision on some guys.
Okay. So, again, Max and Freddie will both take the warm-up.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. We there's different scenarios possible for different reasons, and so we'll see. I can't even tell you my lines because I have to wait and see which guys too banged up or good enough to go. So.
There's always hesitation in deciding on the second goaltender in the second game of back-to-back. Doesn't appear to be there's any here.
Well, here's why. The reality is Andy wants to go.
Yeah.
He really wants to go. He's playing well. He feels great. He feels that, we played a good defensive game yesterday that permits him to be healthy today and ready to go. And when your number one goalie wants to go that bad, you put him in the net. I mean, it's plain and simple. And also, to be honest with you, we know in the near future there'll be games that he'll have to miss. So we're trying to manage it so he can play the best amount of games possible. And then when he's gone, then of course Condon's going to be ready to go, and he's going to have some games to play. So I think right now, if our goalie was hesitating, if he felt that he was tired, or we wouldn't have hesitated to go with Condon. We believe in Condon too, but I think right now, when your number one guy wants to go that bad, wants the game, likes playing here, and feels that he can contribute with the team before he has to miss a few games, you got to go with that.
How less fatiguing is it for a goaltender when he doesn't face those quality grade A chances? And obviously the last couple of games, he hasn't.
Yeah, no, exactly. I think yesterday most of the stuff that he had to make big saves on were at the end.
Yeah.
We are stuck last 2 minutes there pushing, and they were 6-on-4 at some point. That's where he had to come up big. But I think during the game he did what he had to do. But like he said, so they're his words that the game wasn't as difficult as it was, let's say, against Nashville, where we didn't play well defensively and they peppered them, and those games they kill you. So I think. That's one of the reasons why he feels he's healthy and ready to go, is that I think the team played well. He's able to manage the game well, deflect things to the outside. So it gives him the chance today to have energy to be able to play this game.
Why do the Rangers lead the league in scoring?
Well, if you look honestly, they had a good team, but you look at who they picked up there, Grabner. Like, there's three names for me that come up. I mean, of course, you get Hayes, that Miller. I think you hear about the other names, Stepan and Nash and all these guys, but I think those two guys have been outstanding, but they've been coupled with Grabner. And when you look at their team, their defensemen are able to take forechecks, turn around, and send it high and fast to their fast guys, which is Grabner is extremely fast, we know that, Kreider and Zuccarello. So when you look at clips, you see them gone very often. So they're able to create because their Ds are able to take intense forechecks, and their forwards have got tremendous speed and they're gone, but their Ds are able to find them high and fast, and that poses a major danger, and we have to be really good at that.
Where do you see your team's focus right now?
Winning by sticking to what we do. Really have developed a mental toughness that wasn't there at all at the beginning, in terms of staying focused on the now, and no matter what the circumstances are, we stick to what we do. We're on the same page. We used to drift away whenever something would happen. Now guys don't drift, whether they score, whether we have a bad stretch, or whether we get penalties in a row that we feel are unfair. Anything now doesn't set us off. It's the opposite. You can feel it on the bench. The guys are saying, "Oh yeah, absolutely." I mean, there's a soul to this team now, but there's also the willingness to be on the same page, and now learning how to win and why you win. When things don't go well, what do you go back to? Because if you flip the coin, you win, and you hope you win the next game, and you hope things turn out your way, and you don't really have any reference point to come back to. And the winning teams always do. They know how to go back to what works. They know how to go back emotionally, mentally, and physically to the place where they play at their best. And I think right now that's what the players have developed. They have that confidence now that, hey, when they scored a goal last game, no reaction on the bench whatsoever. And as we moved on, these guys are confident that we do what we do. We have a chance to win every game. So I think that's something that we developed over time, over the first 20 games. Now, will we win every game? No. Will we make mistakes? Yes. But I think we're starting to be more consistent at what we want to be, at the identity that we need to be. But the mental toughness, I think, to stick to it is something that's been pretty impressive lately. Having said that, today people talk about the back-to-back, they're not, and so on. For me, it's more about the 3 and 4. It's not, if it's just a back-to-back, you're home. Now, we had to travel, yes, but the 3 and 4, for me, is the biggest obstacle or the thing that wears you down the most. If you get a back-to-back, but you haven't played 3 days before, you get games like this. You just show up and let's go and play. It's usually a different back-to-back. When you got to play at 3 and 4, and you have to travel for that game the night before, and you're not home, that is very difficult to do. So I have to be honest with you. So we have to play the game in a way that we don't give it to the opponent. We got to play a playoff type game where we're tight, very, very tight. Pack mentality is going to be more important to what we do individually.
How would you assess Brassard's season up until this point?
Oh, I love him. I mean, we wanted a lefty center. We wanted speed. We wanted. I'll be honest with you, though. We had in mind him and MacArthur and Ryan playing together. They looked unbelievable in camp. They were outstanding. So I think that's what we had in mind. But then MacArthur was out real early. And we had him and Bobby playing together, trying to find a winger, and it wasn't clicking at the beginning with that winger, so then we had to shuffle things around, and I think right now we found a good line now, because he needs, I know Brass, I coach him in junior, he needs a fast player with him, and he needs another guy that's going to feed. And, when you look at the line right now, it's exactly what we got. Hoffman, who skates, and you've got Stone, who's predominantly a feeder, so they've been looking really good since the Montreal game. We love it. The thing with Brass is it's a trade, really. When you make trades late in the season to try to give your team an edge, usually, from what I've seen, it's any league, junior, American League, NHL, top 2 line guys, it's difficult to adjust. They got a lot on their shoulders. They're trying to figure out how things are ran, and because they're supposed to be at the forefront of what you're trying to do, it's difficult to figure out who you play with and the chemistry and how the team plays and the environment and everything. And he got that at the beginning with us. That's him coming in and having to deal, okay, who am I playing with? How do things run here? Like, he was here for 3 years. So there's a certain way of doing things, and you're accustomed to. So now he lived that adaptation period, and you can see right now his mind is a lot freer, and he's going out there making great plays and all that. So now it's great. It's what we wanted, and we're moving forward in that direction. But as a coach, whether it's him or the other players, those first 20 games, they were, for me, who's with who, who's not with who, where do we click, which guys on power play should play with who, and I'm still shuffling things around, but I'd say I'm way further along than I was 20 games ago, that's for sure, and that's where, right now with Brass, I think we got him surrounded by the right guys, so it's working out real well.